Welcome back to Truly Me podcast. I can't even believe I'm saying this, you guys. It has been so long since I've done a podcast, and I know that that is just outrageous, not cool, but that's all changing. I'm going to be uploading a podcast every single week for you guys. So you're gonna want to make sure you're following along on our YouTube channel or tuning into Apple Music. Our podcast is available there. So much has gone on since I've last talked to you guys, so I gotta catch you up on everything. And today's podcast is going to be about how you are losing money by staying a service provider, aka doing lashes, doing brows, just doing nails. I don't care what industry you're in. If you are simply service-based, you're losing hundreds, thousands of dollars a year. So I'm going to break that down for you guys because I think it's important to understand what opportunities you have in front of you in our industry, in the beauty industry altogether. Obviously, I specify in lashes, or I specialize in lashes, so I feel like I have a better insight on that lash side. But I work with brow girls in my mentorship, nails, doesn't matter, okay? If you offer a service that is in the beauty industry, you have the opportunity to scale your business beyond just the chair, so beyond the chair. And it's something that you have to realize and understand the opportunity in front of you. So I'm going to break that down. I think it's important for you guys all to know this. It is tea, okay? If you are listening in and you can't take notes, come back and rewatch this video. Take some notes on some of the things that you can change, do differently so that you can start to move your business into a realm that will provide for you in any season of life, okay? So, little catch up, you guys. I can't honestly can't remember the last time we talked, but so far, here are some good changes. Okay, we have moved. We've moved from California out to Florida, so now we are now located in South Florida. Love it here. It's amazing. We still have our product line. It's doing great. If you guys have not tried our product, go ahead and try it. You guys can use code podcast. Okay, code podcast at checkout will give you 25% off your first order if you guys want to try it out. I am doing full-time mentorship and coaching for lash artists or beauty professionals that want to become full-time educators. That is what I'm doing right now. So I'm no longer doing lash education. So I'm not teaching the artistry anymore. I'm teaching the business side. I'm teaching you guys how to make money beyond that lash chair and basically walk in my footsteps. You guys know my story. You know that I was stay-at-home mom turned into lash artist. And then I have, since then just blossomed into so much more. So I want to show you guys how to do that, okay? You can become educator very quickly in your career and make a ton of money. Um, so yeah, full-time mentoring and coaching. I love it. It's great. I get to pour into businesses, and I think it's super important to have a part of your business that you enjoy and that you love. And that when lashing becomes a chore or when you dread going to lash your clients, that is a sign that maybe it's time to look at other avenues of income and other ways that you can make money in the industry because it's not just behind that chair, you guys. So let's jump into how you're losing thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year by not going into other income avenues. And the number one, the best place to start is going to be education. Okay. So you guys know that when I was service-based, I was making about 100K a year lashing. Okay, good money, right? But I was living in a one-bedroom apartment. I couldn't really afford a luxurious lifestyle. And the moment I decided, you know what, I'm going to close my books, I'm going to go full-time into education and working on like my product line and other things, my business that year did 1.2 million. Okay, that's a big, big increase from 100K a year. The most significant change that was made was obviously closing my books and doing education. Here's what you guys got to understand. As lash artists, most of you guys, and we'll be honest, most of you guys are not even making $100 a fill. And fills are honestly where everybody makes their money. You can host a training every weekend at 15, average lash training, a 2-day course is about $1,500. Okay. So if you charged $1,500 and you did a training every weekend, And you did those in group settings of about four girls. Okay. You can even go down to 1,400 if you want to, but let's just go 1,500 for the sake of it. Okay. Times four. And that's 6 grand in one weekend. And you do that four times a month. Every weekend, that's $24,000 a month. Okay. This does not even include your lashing clients throughout your week. Most of you guys are not even hitting 5 grand a month in services. And the ones that are hitting 5 grand a month, it's very limited. It's very not, there's not a lot of girls making past 5K a month servicing clients. You guys have to understand, a year, no, almost 2 years into my career, I closed my books. Done. Full-time educator. Some of you guys are 5, 7, 10 years into lash artist and still only relying on that one source of income. You're not generating money anywhere else. And this is why I say like lashing is superior. Our lash education is superior over lash services because there's no way you can make $24,000 a month servicing clients. The max, 10. And that is for somebody that is fully booked, priced correctly, making that amount of money. Most lash artists are underpriced, underworked. You guys aren't lashing enough. And if you are lashing enough, you're not charging enough. And so you're in this battle, right? It's the cycle, the 9 to 5 cycle. Most of you guys are just employees that work for themselves. You guys are stuck in the 9 to 5 routine of waking up, working on your business and not making a significant amount of money, enough money to transition your lifestyle and have a carefree, don't look at prices, do what you want to do lifestyle. And but that's at the palm of your hands. And so that's where I come in. I think it's important to have mentors, to have coaches, to listen to people that are where you want to be. And you guys know, like my biggest saying is, they don't have what you want, don't listen to what they have to say. You guys can't take advice from people that have never been where you want to be or are not in a position to give you proper advice on certain situations. So, you can't ask broke people about how to make money. You can't ask service-based providers how to be educators. You guys got to go to the right source to get the right answers and then listen to what they say and do exactly what they say. And then that's how you get to the next level in your business. And so many people are so stuck in the mindset of, well, I don't have enough followers, or I don't have enough money, and I don't have this, and I don't have that. And all of those excuses pile up into fear, right? Those are just fearful excuses that you guys are making up. It's the moments where you say, I only have 2 grand left in my bank account. Do I go all in on my business and put it and invest it into somewhere that's going to make me more money? Or am I going to hold on to it and continue to struggle and continue to live paycheck to paycheck, client to client? Because you don't have to live that way anymore, and not in our industry. So if you are a successful lash artist, not in the sense of I have a full clientele. I don't mean that. I mean, are you successful in your artistry? Are you confident in your artistry? Have you been lashing long enough to be able to answer any question that student might have about lashing? Because if you can answer any question that a student comes to you about, you should be educating. If you are a specialist in wispies or in retention or in Russian volume or in American volume, anything, if you are a specialist, you should absolutely 100% be already educating. But even if you're not a specialist and you are 100% confident in your artistry and you can lash like, like it's second nature to you and you can answer any question that a student might have, educate. Educate, educate, educate. Okay? The logistics of it, figuring out I don't have a manual and I don't know how to run a training and I don't all of that can be ironed out and figured out. You can't get overwhelmed with the logistics of things. You just gotta start. You just have to start. And I'll tell you guys, the first time I did my first ever training, living in my one bedroom apartment, I didn't have a manual. I didn't have a kit. I obviously had never done a training before, and someone reached out and they said, "Would you train me?" And my first thought to myself was like, I can't. I don't have this. I don't have that. I'm like, okay, I can list off all the excuses right now of why I can't do this and how I'm so scared, or I can lock in the training and figure it out. And that is exactly what I did, you guys. I told her, I said, this was like on a Monday, she contacted me. I booked her for the training that Friday. I stayed up, not even joking, you guys, the entire week after I put my daughter to sleep because I was still working full time. So, worked through the days, stayed up so late throughout the week to finish my manual, get my kit ordered, and I did my training. And I remember being so scared that I wasn't going to do it right or I was going to, you know, I don't know. There's a million things that can go through your head at that time. I did it. It was great. And the reason why it was great and something you guys have to understand too as artists, as educators, is that you simply train how you lash. So you walk people through exactly your technique, exactly your strategies and your skills, and you're just teaching them how to do it exactly how you do it. Okay. And then the manual is such a great tool to have because it guides you through the training. It goes over the deep, important stuff of, you know, sanitation and the eye anatomy and the health of the eyes and all of that good stuff, right? And then when it comes to the actual artistry side, that's all you. All you pour into them exactly how you do fans, exactly how you pick up, exactly how you isolate. And you don't have to run your training the way you were taught. And that's the beautiful thing is that you can actually insert all of the things that you didn't learn in your training into your training now and give someone a better experience than you have. Because if you guys had a training anything like mine, and nothing against my trainer, I love her. She brought me into this industry and I'm so thankful for the opportunity, but it wasn't great. There was a lot of things I didn't learn. I learned bare minimum. And so, as the industry evolves and we learn more, we become better educators. So, I encourage any lash artist or brow artist or nail tech, it doesn't matter. If you are a master at your craft and you're ready to take the next step in your business, education is always that next step. And it's not scary. It's actually very exciting. You could make way more money working way less. And in my opinion, having a stronger connection because you get to pour into somebody else. It's not just like, oh, I just service all day. I gossip all day. Like, you're actually teaching, you're actually giving substance, and you're actually pouring into someone else's business. And you get to create mini versions of you as an artist and put them out into the lash industry. And I think that's such a cool thing to do. So, are you losing hundreds of thousands of dollars a year? Yeah, of course, because you can make more, work less, and there's no income cap. And I think that's one of the biggest things that people forget about education side of this business. As a service provider, you can only make as much money as you can work, meaning if you can only take a max amount of clients before you're burnt out. Like you can't handle so much. As an educator, you can train you can train 1 to 10 girls at a time. Some people do bigger classes than that. Imagine a class, and this is on the lower end because I know educators charging 2,500 a seat. But let's just say you guys did a class 1,500 and you got 10 girls in that class. $15,000 in one weekend. Now imagine you do that so every weekend in a month. That's 60 grand a month. Okay. Now imagine you have that income stream tapped in with online sales. So now you have an online course that you sell as well. Plus, you have ebooks selling. This is why you see lash educators living luxury lifestyle. driving G-Wagons, driving Range Rovers, buying big houses, traveling all over the world. And this is why we don't see lash artists with those same things. And it's because lash artists cannot access that amount of money just servicing. So if you want to tap into the real wealth side of the industry, it's in education. It's in product line. It's beyond the chair. You guys got to get your foot on the other side. Even if it's 1 foot, start with 1 foot and then eventually get both feet out from behind that chair. But you guys have to start. And the longer you wait to learn this, the more educators are going to come about and the faster, you got to think about it, you guys. You sit behind on the sidelines and you watch these other people develop their brands and build education side of their business. And what are they doing? They're building trust with other lash artists. When you build trust with an audience, that's how you sell to an audience. When they trust you, they will buy from you. So the longer you wait and you watch other people do this, it's going to be harder for you to then, not harder because anybody can step in and make a difference, right? And it's all about your presence and things like that. But the point is the longer you wait, the more other people are going to get into it. They're making money, you're still watching. Why? Why aren't you 1 foot in for now until you can get both feet out? So that's what I teach. I teach you exactly how to step out from behind the chair. And it's so cool to watch lash artists develop their own ebooks, develop their own courses, host trainings, and really live and experience the wealth behind the lash chair. I think a lot of people get scared, of course, stepping away from clients. But you guys have to shift your mindset. That's one of the biggest things in this industry, or even just as an entrepreneur. If you don't have a strong mindset, you're going to sink, you're going to fail. Mindset, discipline. I don't care about motivation. That's not a thing to me. Discipline. You have to have discipline. You have to have goals. And if you continue to get up every day and go and work towards the next goal or next milestone in your business, you're going to always succeed. So I don't want to watch any more lash artists lose hundreds of thousands of dollars a year when they don't have to. I mean, I see talented lash artists not educating, and it blows my mind. Blows my mind. They've been doing it for 5+ years, still simply doing services, and you're losing. Ah, it's so frustrating to watch. But to the girls that are ready, and to the girls that are like, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to live, you know, on my biggest thing is living. There's one thing to fail at something, okay? Try and to fail. It's another thing to never try. You're not going to want to look back on your career and think to yourself, what would my life look like today had I just tried? Had I just gone for it? Go for it. If you fail, that's okay. You get back up and you go again and you go again. And the only time you truly fail is when you stop, is when you just give up. So, to the girls and for the lash artists, beauty entrepreneurs, I'll say that because I help not only lash artists, but anybody in the beauty industry. If you're ready and you want to commit to this and you want to spend 3 months with me coaching, mentoring you, building up your entire lash or brow or whatever education side of your business, then do me a favor, do me a big favor, and just send me a DM and just say, I'm ready. If you're ready, I'm going to reach out to you. I'm going to respond to you. I have a special offer for you to join Jumpstart. This is the 3-month program that I've been doing now for almost 2 years, helped hundreds of beauty entrepreneurs already. And I want to help you. I want to help you build your education, set up all your systems, and get your foot out from behind that last chair or whatever chair you sit in, okay? Because the opportunities that I would have left behind and I would have not been able to provide for my family, It honestly scares me so much because I know the struggles of the 9 to 5. I know the battle between, just doing clients, the body aches, the eyes hurt, just feeling drained at the end of your day. There's none of that here. It's just fulfillment and it's excitement. And I want you guys to tap into that, especially if you have been doing this a long time, and especially if you have children and a family and you want to be able to just breathe and enjoy it and have random beach days or, spend mornings with your children and not have to worry about rushing to go to the next client. So, I do want to help you guys. So please send me that DM. Don't be scared. Reach out and just know that this industry, this beauty industry, is never going to go away. No matter what pandemic, no matter what anything, you guys, crash, economy, it doesn't matter. Women are going to pay to feel good. And I think we are in such a cool industry. We got to take advantage of the opportunities while they're here still. So reach out. And I want to thank you guys for listening to this podcast, tuning in, whether you're on Apple or you're tuning in on YouTube. Thank you for being here. I'm going to again be uploading every single week. So stay tuned for those weekly podcasts. And I love you guys. I'm grateful for you, this community that we've built. And of course, if you have questions about education, send me a DM. Okay. I will respond. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. And cheers to all of you guys for being present, listening in on this, and wanting to learn more. I'll be back next week. Love you guys.